while, until it was time for Lord Chaitanya to kind of come into the world and to kind of do what he needed to do and start his mission. So after many years of wandering, it was time to meet Lord Chaitanya. So as you know, Lord Chaitanya, he was in Navadvip, and Lord Nityananda was in Vrindavan. So he decided then, as soon as he kind of knew within his heart that Lord Chaitanya had appeared and it was time to leave Vrindavan, and so he went to Navadvip and stayed in the house of Nanda Acharya, who happened to be a Mahabhagavat. And he was dressed as a mendicant, and he just waited for the Lord to come and find him. And so, knowing that Lord Nityananda had come to Navadvip, Lord Chaitanya, he became extremely happy. He knew that Lord Nityananda was nearby. He had a dream about him the previous night, and he then he asked Haridas Thakur and Srivas to go and find him. And of course they were happily went about all through the towns of Navadvip looking for this exalted personality. They weren't sure who it really was, because Lord Chaitanya didn't tell them, but they knew that this was a very exalted personality they were looking for. And so they spent roughly about 9 hours looking for this person, but they couldn't find him anywhere. And so they came back after that length of time, and they told Lord Chaitanya, look, we can't find him. We don't know where he is. But Lord Chaitanya, all he did was smile. He had sent out Haridas Thakur and Srivas Thakur and the pretext of searching for Nityananda, to show that Lord Nityananda is very confidential. And without the inspiration of Lord Chaitanya, no one can even see Lord Nityananda. No one can really know Lord Nityananda. Nobody can know his unfathomable qualities. And it says that if anyone criticizes or doesn't pay the same respect to Lord Nityananda as you would Lord Chaitanya, or to Balaram, as you would to Krishna, then despite having devotion, strong devotion towards Lord Krishna, that devotion will be checked. Because Lord Nityananda or Lord Balaram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's on the same level as, you might say, as Krishna or Lord Chaitanya. So to not pay respect, to pay respect to one and not the other is like, unheard of, you might say. So we should always pay respects to as much as respects to Lord Nityananda as we do to Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya and his companions, they all went out in search of Lord Nityananda. And of course, Lord Chaitanya, he knew exactly where Lord Nityananda was. But he just wanted to play the part with his companions and kind of, take him around the streets, just to kind of build up the excitement. And so eventually they came to Nanda Acharya's home, where Lord Nityananda was deep in meditation, deep in trance, and he was thinking about Lord Gauranga, so he was. And they came into the house where he was sitting in meditation, and as soon as Lord Gauranga entered the house, he kind of opened his eyes, and he became stunned at seeing his Lord Chaitanya. Excuse me. He stared at Lord Chaitanya for a long, long time without even blinking. He drank. So Nityananda, Chaitanya was waiting for Lord Nityananda. He was like the last piece of the puzzle. He gave, sort of like, Lord Nityananda was his, how would you say, he was his general, you might say. He was his general of the Harinam Sankirtan movement. And so he gave order to Lord Nityananda and Haridas to go together and just go out every day and preach the glories of Harinam and the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And so Nityananda took it as his life purpose. So that's what he had to do. So every day he would go out with himself and Haridas, and they preach to the common people, preach to as many people as possible. And so they just, every day they would go out, and whoever they would meet, they would preach to them and ask them to chant the holy names of God. And one day, of course, they happened upon Jagai and Madhai. Everybody knows this pastime, I'm sure, or has heard of Jagai and Madhai. Jagai and Madhai were born into Brahmin families, so they were. But they were, the most ruthless, cruelest, wretched people you could probably find on the planet at that time. They were drunkards, they were meat eaters, they were killers, they would flout the scriptures, they would read the scriptures so they'd know what it says not to do, and they would do the exact opposite so they could commit so many sins. And basically they were always drunk. And I suppose it kind of shows you, even though someone may be born into a Brahmin family, doesn't necessarily mean they have the qualification to be a Brahmin. A lot of people may just go on that alone. Okay, I'm a Brahmin because I'm born into a Brahmin family, but it's all down to your qualification and how you act. There are certain ways in which we act as a Brahmin. So I think Prabhupada kind of discussed that quite a lot about it doesn't mean you are a Brahmin just because you're born in a Brahmin family.